are not mine. So teach people through journalism the self-esteem, the selflessness, and that is the main strength of a journalist in a society. Yes, uh, journalism can be missionary, it can be professional, it can be a money-making device, and it is the journalist's mind to decide that which sort of journalism they are taking forward. Because I have seen journalists who were the world best journalists and the world best reformers. I have seen journalists who became a cause, became a source for the development of a society, and they successfully did it. They didn't earn enough money, but they changed the society completely with their skills. People are saying that in this society there is no research and no development. You calculate time given to Panama leaks just for 6 months, and then calculate the coverage given by all the print media, the electronic media, the social media to science and education in the last 60, 70 years. This 6 months Panama will be heavier, and that 60 years will be lighter, much, much lighter. So what are you making from your society? You are teaching them. You are politicizing mind negatively. Are you, the corruption story comes on the news. Everybody promises that every punishment will be given. After a few days, everything disappears. And I wrote an article on that probably in a newspaper, that we are teaching people to do corruption, and then we are telling them that you are not the only, many have done it and nobody could say anything to them. So our journalism is telling people that. It means that. You are not telling them, but it means that. Right? So be careful when you are giving. It was completely senseless because she saw a picture of a kid went up to the medication. So journalism has that responsibility to not put anything which has such drastic effects on the society. So the journalist is a minter of the society. He must be very, very careful and what you call paraphrasing the news item, showing the picture, showing other things. It must be very, very careful because our society is illiterate. They don't know. Journalism must be very, very responsible for that sake. When you start swearing at one another and that society, swearing becomes a norm. So as the politicians do, their honor finished from the society. So the journalistic language must be decent enough because we are always angry and we want to write whatever we want. It must be where you watch, judge and tell the public about your aim, report corruption, initiate discussion and guide policymakers or teach to go ahead, teach to learn from history, and local heroes or foreign heroes reflects what? When you are telling people about British scientists, about Japanese scientists, when you are telling people about Alexander the Great, Napoleon and all these people, you are teaching in other way to your kids that you are an inferior class and nothing good came ever from your society. But there were people in Punjab, in Sindh, in Balochistan and in KP who defeated the superpowers of the world. Why are you not? They did many, many revolutions. Whatever you had in your self-sufficient society up to the 70s were locally made. Everything was locally made. So your lumberman, your blacksmith, your every technical hand was at the peak and you were self-sufficient in every respect. Where did the gap come? and why did we fail. This is my duty and your duty to tell people, yes, please. So if we tell them about local heroes, then we will encourage them that you are not always that class which you are treated locally. So science journalism is basically a route or tool to bridge the gap between the scientist, engineer, and public. Science journalism is as I told you, it is the opinion builder. And opinion building will come when you translate the highly technical scientific details into such a fine, easy, and common man language that people learn what this person is saying. And it is a joke, but sometimes you compromise the accuracy and you look into the level of the public that what they want. And I'll tell you this in Pashto, that once a very highly educated person came to our department, and a few professors were telling him that what the electron microscope does. And they were telling them that the electron beam is coming and we put a small sample there, we do this, we do that. And he was shaking, he said he was not understanding. When I came, so he told me that I understand your language, what all they say. So this is the important thing, that you learn the language of your audience. And if you are not speaking or writing in the language of your audience, a person asked me, what's the time? And I told him 3 p.m. And he replied, what is 3 p.m.? I don't understand 3 p.m. So should I slap him or should I guide him? I asked him that why do you need time? He told me that I want to go to that place, can I come back? When I looked into the history of that person, he was never gone to school. He was never gone to a hujra or a mosque. In the morning he took his cattle to the fields and came at the evening, ate dinner. So what should I expect from that person? So look into the level of the audience. Then design, architect your language and your thoughts accordingly, and then visualize and conceptualize scientific facts, laws, and information. When you can't visualize something yourself, you can't write about it. Whatever you write, you will be copy-pasting. So it is very important to train your brain according to the society as well as learn ABC of science. We don't mean to make Einsteins and Newtons from everybody, even from the physicists, from the engineers. No, we need some people to take to our market. And if we can take our science to the market, that is indigenous development of a society. And all the developed world is doing that. They are not, what you say, doing miracles. They are doing the same. They have universities, we have universities. They have industries, we have a lot of money for industries. They have books in their libraries, digital literature, and we have that. Then where is the gap? Where is the problem? Talk more, people will discuss more, and the solution will come out. At least the corrupt one, the resistor to such developments will come to public. And when a person comes to public, at least he will have some sense to work for the nation instead of earning money. Storytelling and graphics, how to portray science into story and image according to the level of audience and compromising accuracy, as I told you. So, I wrote a tapa there that mina patlo ratlo zyatigi kala raza kala bazadar zammayna. So when the journalists come to my department and I go to their offices, then obviously they will develop the sense of science and I will develop the sense of journalism. So that we should be together. We should mix up, because you are my tool to take my science to society, to give a realization to the society that what the science can do for them. And because even the industrialists leave the public alone, the industrialist doesn't understand what science can do for them and for the society. And by copying the formulae and the prescriptions from the Europeans, from the American, from the Japanese, can make you a businessman, but you cannot become an original producer of that product. And the original can never match a copy. A copy can never reach the level of an original product. So yes, you can do copying to run your industry, but you will not be the market leader. You will be the market follower. So that is very, very important in that respect. And we, the science students and the journalists, are far away. There is another misconception, and I have very in detail discussed it in my book, Education for Socioeconomic Development, which is available on Amazon, that when I read science books for a few years, I say this is my field. And all the humanities peoples are banned from there, because they don't have science background and they don't know science. So if I was from that community,